Earth's greatest secrets beneath stone and sand. By now, we've crossed boiling deserts, climbed isolated mountains, explored frozen lakes, and wandered through forests unlike anything else on Earth. But our journey is far from over. Some of the world's greatest wonders are hidden beneath our feet. Others appear only under the perfect conditions. And a few are so extraordinary that, even today, scientists continue debating how they formed. Our next destinations will take us into crystal caves larger than cathedrals, deserts that bloom with water, and islands wrapped in eternal mist. These are places where nature seems to ignore its own rules. The Cave of the Crystals, Mexico. Nearly 300 meters beneath the Chihuahua Desert lies a chamber, unlike any other on Earth. At first glance, it resembles the palace of a giant. Massive transparent crystals stretch in every direction. Some are longer than a city bus. Others weigh more than 50 tons. Known as the Cave of the Crystals, this underground wonder remained hidden for hundreds of thousands of years. Before miners accidentally discovered it in 2000, the enormous crystals formed under incredibly rare conditions. Mineral-rich groundwater remained at a constant temperature of about 58 degrees Celsius for nearly 500,000 years. This stable environment allowed gypsum crystals to grow at an astonishing pace, just a few millimeters every century. The result is one of the most spectacular natural formations ever found. Yet the cave is almost impossible to explore. Temperatures approach 58 degrees Celsius, while humidity reaches nearly 100%. Without specialized cooling suits, a person can survive inside for only a short time. Some researchers compare entering the cave to stepping inside another planet. Local legends tell of ancient mountain spirits who forged these crystal pillars to support the Earth itself. Although science offers another explanation, standing among the glowing crystals makes those ancient stories surprisingly believable. Lençóis Maranhenses, Brazil. Far from the dense Amazon rainforest lies a landscape that appears impossible. Endless white sand dunes stretch to the horizon, but between them, brilliant blue and emerald lagoons shimmer beneath the tropical sun. At first glance, many people assume the water must come from underground springs. It doesn't. Every year, heavy seasonal rains fill the valleys between the dunes, because a layer of solid rock beneath the sand prevents the water from draining away. Thousands of crystal-clear lagoons appear across the desert. For several months, this becomes one of the most beautiful landscapes on Earth. Even more remarkable, tiny fish suddenly appear in the pools. For years, scientists wondered how they survived. Today, researchers believe certain species leave eggs buried deep within the damp sand. When the rains return months later, a new generation hatches almost instantly. To local communities, however, these lakes have always been magical. Ancient stories describe them as gifts from the moon, left behind to guide travelers safely across the endless sea of sand. Whether viewed through science or folklore, Lençóis Maranhenses proves that deserts can become oceans if only for a little while. The Waitomo Glowworm Caves, New Zealand. Deep beneath New Zealand's green hills lies a world illuminated by living light. As visitors quietly drift through underground rivers, thousands of tiny blue lights sparkle above them. The ceiling resembles a perfect night sky. But these are not stars. They are glowworms. Each tiny creature produces a soft blue light to attract insects into delicate silk threads, hanging from the cave ceiling. The darker the cave becomes, the brighter the lights appear. Together, millions of glowing insects create one of the most magical sights on Earth. According to Maori tradition, these caves were discovered centuries ago by Chief Taintinero with the guidance of local ancestors. Many believe the glowing lights represented the spirits of those who had passed on, watching peacefully over the underground world. Modern biology has revealed the fascinating truth behind the glow. Yet no scientific explanation can diminish the breathtaking beauty of floating silently beneath an entire galaxy created by living creatures. Bisti Badlands, United States. In the deserts of New Mexico lies a landscape unlike anything found elsewhere in North America. Towering stone pillars support enormous balancing rocks. Twisted formations resemble giant mushrooms. Strange hills display layers of gray, purple, orange, and black, known as the Bisti Badlands. This region was once a lush tropical swamp inhabited by dinosaurs more than 70 million years ago. After their extinction, millions of years of wind and erosion sculpted the soft rock into bizarre shapes. Some formations are so unusual that movie producers frequently use the area to represent alien planets. Native American traditions describe these lands as places where powerful spirits once reshaped the earth after great floods. Many early travelers avoided camping here, believing strange dreams came to those who spent the night among the silent stone figures. As sunset paints the rocks in deep shades of red and gold, it becomes easy to understand how such legends were born. Mount Kailash, Tibet. High on the Tibetan plateau rises one of the world's most mysterious mountains. Unlike Everest, it is not the tallest. Unlike K2, it is not the most dangerous. Yet no one has ever officially reached its summit. Mount Kailash is considered sacred by four major religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Bon. For more than 2,000 years, pilgrims have traveled thousands of kilometers simply to walk around the mountain. Many believe completing the journey brings spiritual purification and good fortune. Legends describe Kailash as the center of the universe, the place where heaven and earth meet. Some stories even claim that time flows differently near the mountain. Visitors have occasionally reported feeling unusually disoriented, although no scientific evidence confirms these accounts. Because of its deep religious significance, climbing the mountain is forbidden. Unlike nearly every other major peak on Earth, Mount Kailash remains untouched. Its snow-covered summit has become a symbol of respect rather than conquest. In an age when humans have reached the deepest oceans and walked on the moon, one sacred mountain still stands exactly as nature intended. Our journey has now carried us through crystal cathedrals hidden beneath deserts, glowing underground rivers, temporary desert lakes, mysterious stone worlds, and one of humanity's holiest mountains. Yet the greatest wonders still await us. Where nature is still creating the world, the farther we travel, the more one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Earth is not a finished planet. Mountains continue to rise. Islands emerge from the sea. Forests reclaim abandoned land. Even today, nature is constantly reshaping the world before our eyes. Some of these transformations happen so slowly that they take millions of years. Others can occur within a single human lifetime. Our journey now leads us to places where the earth is still writing its own story. Havasu Falls, United States. Hidden deep inside Arizona's Grand Canyon lies an oasis that seems almost impossible. Towering red cliffs surround a waterfall unlike any other. Instead of white or gray water, the pools below glow with an unbelievable turquoise color. Known as Havasu Falls, this hidden paradise is created by water rich in calcium carbonate. As the mineral flows downstream, it reflects sunlight in brilliant shades of blue and green, giving the river an almost tropical appearance despite the surrounding desert. For the Havasupai people, who have lived here for centuries, these waterfalls are far more than a beautiful landscape. According to their traditions, the canyon is a sacred place where nature provides both life and protection. Every year, floods reshape the waterfalls. Entire cliffs collapse. New pools appear. Old ones disappear forever. The waterfall visitors see today may look completely different only a few decades from now. Nature continues sculpting its masterpiece one storm at a time. Surtsey, Iceland. Far out in the North Atlantic Ocean lies one of Earth's youngest islands. In November 1963, fishermen witnessed something extraordinary. Smoke suddenly erupted from the sea. Moments later, explosions of steam and lava burst high into the air. A volcanic eruption had begun beneath the ocean. Over the next 4 years, lava slowly built an entirely new island above the waves. It was named Surtsey after Surtur, the giant of fire from Norse mythology. Unlike most islands, scientists have been able to observe every stage of its birth. At first, only black volcanic rock existed. Then came bacteria. Next arrived mosses, insects carried by the wind, seabirds, and eventually flowering plants. Today, seals rest along its shores while birds nest across the island. Because Surtsey serves as a unique natural laboratory, human access is extremely restricted. Researchers want to observe how life colonizes completely new land without interference. Few places on Earth allow scientists to watch evolution almost from the very beginning. Lake Natron, Tanzania near the border of Kenya lies one of Africa's strangest lakes. From above, its surface often appears crimson red. Along the shoreline, unusual white shapes seem frozen in place. For centuries, travelers believed the lake could turn animals into stone. The legend spread across East Africa. The truth is both fascinating and unsettling. Lake Natron contains extremely high concentrations of alkaline minerals. Its waters can reach a pH similar to household ammonia. Animals that die naturally near the lake sometimes become preserved by the mineral-rich environment, before slowly drying in the intense African sun. These preserved remains inspired stories of a cursed lake with magical powers. Yet despite these harsh conditions, one species thrives here. More than 2 million lesser flamingos gather at Lake Natron to breed. The shallow alkaline water protects their nests from predators that cannot survive in the caustic environment. What seems deadly to most creatures has become the safest nursery for millions of birds. The stone forest of Madagascar across the island of Madagascar rises one of the sharpest landscapes on Earth. Known as Singi di Bemeralha, this incredible formation resembles a forest made entirely of stone. Thousands of limestone pinnacles rise toward the sky like giant natural knives. Some are over 100 meters tall. Walking here is nearly impossible. Many sections can only be crossed using suspension bridges, climbing ropes, and narrow ladders. Millions of years ago, this region lay beneath a warm tropical sea. As the ocean disappeared, rainwater slowly dissolved the limestone, carving razor-sharp ridges and deep canyons. Because the terrain became so inaccessible, many species evolved in complete isolation. Tiny lemurs leap across the stone peaks. Rare birds nest inside hidden caves. Scientists continue discovering insects and plants found nowhere else on Earth. Local legends describe the stone forest as the remains of an ancient kingdom, whose proud rulers were transformed into rock after angering powerful spirits. Standing among the endless gray pinnacles, the story feels strangely believable. The fairy chimneys of Cappadocia, Turkey in central Turkey stretches one of the most recognizable landscapes in the world. Towering rock pillars rise from the valleys like enormous stone mushrooms. Some stand more than 40 meters high. These formations, known as fairy chimneys, were created after ancient volcanic eruptions covered the region with thick layers of ash. Over millions of years, wind and rain eroded the softer rock while leaving harder stone caps intact. The result is a landscape unlike anywhere else on Earth. But nature tells only half the story. Thousands of years ago, people carved homes, churches, tunnels, and even entire underground cities directly into the soft volcanic rock. Some underground settlements reached 8 levels below the surface and could shelter thousands of people during times of war. Legends claim fairies once lived inside the stone towers, leaving only at sunrise before humans awoke. Today, hundreds of colorful hot air balloons rise above Cappadocia each morning, creating one of the most breathtaking views on the planet. From the sky, the landscape resembles a forgotten fantasy world. As our expedition continues, one thing becomes increasingly clear. The Earth is not simply a collection of beautiful places. It is a living planet, constantly changing, creating, destroying, and rebuilding itself. And the greatest surprises are still waiting beyond the horizon. The living masterpieces of Earth throughout our journey. We've seen mountains rising above the clouds, deserts filled with water, glowing caves, and islands born from fire. But some of Earth's greatest wonders are even more astonishing. There are rivers painted with every color of the rainbow, beaches that shine beneath the stars, ancient sinkholes hiding worlds untouched for millions of years. These places remind us that nature is the greatest artist our planet has ever known. Cristales, Colombia. Hidden deep within Colombia's Serrana, de la Macarena National Park flows a river unlike any other on Earth. At first glance, it seems impossible. The water appears red, yellow, green, blue, and black all at the same time. Known as Cristales, it is often called the River of Five Colors or the Liquid Rainbow. For only a few months each year, a rare aquatic plant called Macarenia clavigera transforms the river into a living masterpiece. When sunlight, water level, and temperature are perfectly balanced, the plants glow bright crimson beneath the crystal-clear water. Combined with golden sand, emerald moss, dark volcanic rocks, and the reflection of the blue sky, the river becomes one of the most colorful natural landscapes on Earth. For centuries, local indigenous communities believed the river was a sacred pathway leading to the spirits of nature. Modern science explains the colors through biology and geology. Yet no explanation diminishes the incredible beauty of the scene. Standing beside Cristales feels like watching an artist repaint the river every single day. The Blue Grotto, Italy. Along the rocky coast of Capri lies a sea cave, famous for one magical phenomenon. From the outside, the entrance appears surprisingly small. Visitors must lie flat inside tiny rowing boats to enter. But once inside, the darkness suddenly explodes with color. The water glows with an intense electric blue light. It almost seems to shine from within. The effect is created by sunlight entering through an underwater opening beneath the cave. As the light passes through seawater, red wavelengths are absorbed while blue light is reflected upward, illuminating the entire cavern. During the Roman Empire, Emperor Tiberius is believed to have used the Blue Grotto as his private swimming cave. Ancient statues of sea gods were later discovered beneath its waters, Local fishermen avoided entering the cave for centuries, believing powerful spirits lived inside its glowing depths. Even today, visitors often fall completely silent as their boats drift across the luminous water. It is a reminder that light itself can become one of nature's greatest illusions. The Tianzi Mountains, China. In central China, thousands of towering stone pillars rise from dense forests. Morning mist wraps around the peaks, making them appear as floating islands suspended in the sky. This breathtaking landscape is known as the Tianzi Mountains. Many of the sandstone columns reach heights of more than 1,200 meters. They were formed over hundreds of millions of years as wind, rain, and rivers slowly carved away softer rock, leaving behind narrow stone towers. The scenery became world famous after inspiring the floating mountains seen in the film Avatar. But reality is every bit as spectacular. Chinese legends tell of a rebel leader named Xiang Dakin, who called himself Tianzi, meaning son of heaven. After leading an unsuccessful uprising, legend says his spirit remained among these mountains, forever protecting the forests below. Golden monkeys, rare birds, and countless unique plant species now inhabit this extraordinary landscape. Every sunrise transforms the mountains into an ever-changing sea of clouds and stone. Vathu Island, Maldives. Most beaches become dark after sunset. Not this one. On certain nights, gentle waves begin glowing with brilliant blue light. Every step along the shoreline leaves a trail of shimmering stars. The phenomenon is caused by microscopic marine organisms known as bioluminescent phytoplankton. When disturbed by waves or movement, they emit flashes of blue light as a natural defense mechanism. The result is one of the most magical beaches on Earth. Locals call it the Sea of Stars. Ancient island legends claim the glowing shoreline was created by moonlight, trapped inside the ocean. Some sailors believe the lights guided lost travelers safely back to shore. Scientists now understand the biological process responsible for this natural wonder. Yet standing on the beach beneath a sky full of stars while the ocean sparkles beneath your feet still feels like pure magic. Mount Rinjani, Indonesia. Towering above the island of Lombok, stands one of Southeast Asia's most magnificent volcanoes. Mount Rinjani rises more than 3,700 meters above sea level. Its summit overlooks an enormous volcanic crater nearly 8 kilometers across. Inside that crater lies another surprise, a beautiful turquoise lake, and within the lake, a younger volcano continues to grow. This remarkable volcano inside a volcano reminds us that Earth is constantly rebuilding itself. The Sassanid people believe powerful spirits live within the mountain. Pilgrims still climb its slopes to leave offerings beside the crater lake. Geologists study Rinjani because it offers a rare opportunity to observe how volcanic landscapes evolve over centuries. Every eruption changes the mountain forever. New lava flows reshape the crater. Fresh land emerges. Old cliffs disappear. Few places demonstrate the incredible power of our planet more clearly than Mount Rinjani. As we continue exploring these extraordinary places, a remarkable pattern begins to emerge. Earth is not simply a world of beautiful landscapes. It is a planet in constant motion, a place where rivers change color, mountains continue to grow, oceans glow beneath the stars, and volcanoes create entirely new worlds.